Generic greetings and welcome back to Prison Architect. In the previous episode, we expanded upon the protective custody by putting in the parole room, which is a bit of a double-edged sword. The thing is, we've got a total of, I believe, 20 protective custody. I think I mentioned less than that, but last time I think I said 12. No, it's 20. So we've got 20 protective custody cells, but we are up to 11 at the moment. So when you consider the total amount of prisoners that we can have, or the total potential amount that we can have, that's getting close. So adding a parole room means that hopefully we'll get people out of that. And there's also some upset because of that as well. However, double-edged sword because we are training them up to work in the workshop. And if they're going through parole quickly and leaving, it means that they are less likely to work there, which means, well, less likely we are to make money. But we can't really keep them there because that would be a bit wrong of us. We also had a 12-gauge shotgun moment where someone tried to steal a shotgun and then disguise it as a mop, and that didn't go entirely well for them. In this episode, what we want to do is start work on the high-risk area here. I've previously called it Supermax, and it's not strictly the correct term for it. It is a high-risk area. That's the prisoners we'll be getting in as normal. However, any prisoner that is classed as... I wonder if we can... There's Ashby there. I wonder if we can get them as a... No, we can't get them as a confidential informant. There's an informant, though. There we are. Yes, we've got this one here, which is going to be our high-risk area. And then we've got the death row up here. Now, I know people have said that we can have this area, instead of just being death row, we can have it as Supermax. That is a possibility. However, it's a little bit too small. But for the time being, the plan is to build, over the next couple of episodes, this prison here. And that's going to be high risk. And then any gang member will reassign them from medium risk to high risk, and then they will go there. And then, if we decide later on in the future to have this area as a mix of death row and Supermax, we will put all the gang members in that, so it'll just be gangs and death row. That could be quite dangerous though, because it is quite small, and that'll require a whole new redesign. So we'll see about that one. And also we're not running out of time, but to get it done before the Xmas break, we'll see about that one. Anyway, so you see danger level is completely maxed out. The prisoners are all kicking off, and that's simply because the main gang leader is currently there, and I really don't care. They can shout all they want, they're staying there. So we're going to go over to a jail door. I'm going to place one there, and there we are. And obviously it will be cancelling a couple of things, but not a great deal. And we want to go for, is it a single door? It is a single door, which will go in there and there. And I believe there is one in the centre as well, is there? Yes, there is, which we'll just follow this up. Originally it was placed, but obviously I've removed that since then. So I'm just going to follow it up. And there we go. In terms of the protection, we don't have... Let me just make sure this is correct size, because it doesn't look right. It is right. In terms of the sniper towers, we currently haven't got any. Am I going to add them? I have no idea. I'm tempted... Well, I will add them eventually, just at the moment. Doesn't really seem to be a big call for it, so I don't know. This area here, I did mention about changing over to a solitary area, which has been well received, so I think we'll probably go ahead and do that, just because it means we don't have to, like, things like this, look, where they're shackled up. There's a couple of them, because we've had luxuries and things that I've found on them. It just means that we don't have to worry about that again. And I think to remove this one room is probably the way forward. We could, if we wanted to, alter it quite a lot by doing something like that, and then having the entrance there, perhaps. And then doing that, and then have maybe along like that, and have 1, 2, 3 protective custody. I keep calling it protective custody. 3 solitary. I don't know why that's that brain, that earworm's in there, and I call it protective custody rather than solitary. Do you want to do that instead? I am not keen. I think that is a bit better. I think that's a bit better. I can do that, and I can always change it. Right, make a decision and stick with it. Let's see what happens. So I've removed everything in there. We'll do the same with the cell designation. You can see they're all charging in quickly. We'll have a brick wall going up there. We'll have solitary doors there and there. We are going to have toilets in these ones though. Well, they're going to be very posh. And we want the flooring. I was just going up there to check the type of flooring that we have. We'll do that. And then that. Alright. I will remove that jail door. It's not needed. I also am going to do a full shakedown. Tunnel. Yeah, that's why I was doing a shakedown. I'll get to that in a second. Solitary, and there's our 2 solitaries. So we have a big tunnel. That is one fairly big line, isn't it? And look at them all legging it. They're all legging it. Yep, they are definitely legging it. I think they want out, you know. They're not going to get very far. But they've got, in terms of the tunnel, they've got quite far there. They're breaking out on the top and bottom. Obviously, they're not fighting back. Their objective is to escape. Their traits are such that they will only attack if there's really no other option. They're just going to smash their way out. So they've got a lot of these ropes, you see. So they're going to try and blitz out. And quite frankly, they're getting to a point where they can do that. Why is that door locked open? It definitely shouldn't be locked open. You can see there's quite a number of them getting out. Oh, there's someone who's given up. They've probably lost their rope, you see. That's what's happened there. And why are they just letting him walk past? You see that they're going past him and letting him do other things. And free fire is not stopping them because their objective is only to fire on people that are fighting. And they could make it here. What's happening? Right. Use the gun. Yeah, now I want to manually order it to stop that. Right, so there was that. What I'll do is I will remove all of that tunneling. Remove that tunnel. Prioritize that as well. Want to get that shifted as soon as possible. We'll get some of the flooring put in as well. There we go. A lot of that is not legitimate anymore. And that's fine. We're going to go for concrete floor in here. And going to finish the shakedown. We still need to do it. Because it doesn't mean that there's not other things elsewhere. So we're receiving 10 grand daily cash flow. That'll fluctuate though. That's based on... Wow, that guy's really throwing up in there. That's based on the workshop as well as the trees and things like that. So it's not just the exact amount we're going to get all the time. But as if there was a breakdown. I mean, the valuation does tell us bits and bobs. See, look at that, 75 grand on cash. Yeah. Tells how much we have here, but not, sadly, anything else. Anyway, we do have a cell block E raise prisoner capacity to silly high levels, which 500, we're never going to get that in this prison. And let me just set that external area to have only guards and staff. The doors are now put in. What we'll do is we'll place concrete tiles along here and up there. We don't need to go all the way up, but we might as well. And for actually, what we'll do is we will do the outside because we'll be setting up patrols and everything on that one. Once we've done that, we might think about doing the external perimeter wall as well. Not that you normally have a internal perimeter wall, you understand. Our trees are coming on quite nicely as well. Some nice fast-growing pine, probably. Sustainable growth. And now we have some more intake. Strong, Stokel, okay, fine. There's next law enforcement. Is that them? Yeah, it is. So you are now protective custody. It's not a problem if they go in here. It really isn't. It's not kicked off once with them. Around here, not so much. With all the gang members and stuff, it will just kick off. It'll kick off. Normally in the shower, but shower or canteen generally is when it does that. In the in the low risk, it's normally just not an issue. You don't have to worry about it. But I want to make sure we've got them in the right designation. So I'm going to put some lights in here, there and there. And those say they're connected. Is it just because of look of the draw? Yeah. Because there was a shower and toilet around this area. They fortuitously are all connected up there. I've just placed some lights. And also, I want to, speaking of lights, I want to place some lights in the yard. This has been a request for some time that we place some lights in here. And I don't think that's an unreasonable request, because it is just at night hard to see. Do I want to place them like that though? Actually, I don't think I do. I don't think that's the right place to place them. Probably there and there is sufficient. And that should be hopefully enough light. We might need to place some more in the middle, but we'll see. It will mean us having to go and connect that up, but not exactly a big problem, is it? So we've got the parole on the go there. What's our grading now? Reoffending rate 18%. That's still the same. Punishment 5, reform 3, security 0, and health -2. Yes, as I said earlier, the negative effect that you get from having gangs is very noticeable. 39 deaths in custody. A lot of that was in one day. Prisoners escaped. That was in one day. The staff fatalities is 7 is still horrible. All of this is, death in custody and staff fatalities, all horrible. But I think we've done a lot of what we can do to prevent it. I mean, we're not really punishing the prisoners. Yes, we do have gangs, which makes it infinitely more difficult. We have events on, again, more difficulty. And we do have armed guards with free fire on. If we didn't have that on, though, what would probably happen is they would only fire when they get attacked. And then at the moment, if they see it kicking off, they just start, they'll fire a warning shot and then fire at the prisoners. Whereas if we had it so they only fire back when they're attacked, it means that they probably only get 1 or 2 shots off before getting taken out, and then the gangs would take the shotgun and then use that, so you'd probably end up getting the same, if not more, deaths anyway. At least it's sort of controlled the way we're doing it. We've got decent needs, though. That's all right. Yeah. We're looking after the prisoners with programs. We've got loads of programs on the go. Alcohol group therapy, pharmacological treatment to drug addiction, all the qualification stuff for foundation education program and general education stuff. We've got all that on the go, and lots of parole hearing as well. So we got all of the ancillary stuff. The only thing we haven't got is behavioural therapy, which I don't think at this point is much use. We also have our policy, which is, I think, fairly strict, but fair. I think if you're attacked, staff or member or anything like that, you do get searched. I don't think that's unreasonable to assume. What I'm going to do is change this over to midsec, and what will happen is hopefully a lot of letters will start streaming out of that and get sent over to there, but we'll see if that happens. What we're going to do now is, because I believe most of the jobs are now done, see a lot of move food trays, but there's lots of jobs, but nothing for the workers. I think it is about time we go over to our grants, increase our bank loan, and before we do that, we're gonna double check. 32. Right. Only takes 10 seconds to do it. Takes a lot longer to fix it. So, this is going to be our new cell block. So that's order rated there. That's fine. We're not going to do a shakedown tonight. I think every other night is probably the way forward. It's still, I think, unreasonable that we've got a guard patrolling in the dormitories, yet we don't manage to detect them, or detect several prisoners going through a toilet. It's just a quirk of the game, isn't it? It's just otherwise you'd be able to brute force your way through things, or the simulation would have to be increased. So, for example, at the moment, a guard patrolling like that doesn't matter. It doesn't seem. Maybe this is my perception or ignorance of it, but it doesn't seem to negatively affect the prisoners. You can see there is a need for freedom and things like that, but there's normally a need for that anywhere. But we've got our guard wandering around there, exhausted. there's not like a negative effect for them to be in there, like a noise like effect of them patrolling. And also, you wouldn't normally do this because it's quite high risk, isn't it? Well, actually, in this example, not really, because these are all low-risk prisoners, so I don't think it would really kick off. But yeah, not something you would normally have, would it? I mean, also CCTV looking on that wouldn't see it. And when you do find them, you get what you think is loads of people sleeping, and then all of the medicine balls and basketballs and other things with the pictures of the face stuck on them. Anyway, so we've released several protective custody prisoners. We were at 11, and we now got 8. So there's people at the Iron Church. They're cracking on there. And we want... What do we want? What do we really, really want? We want to check what turns up shortly. This is getting built, and obviously they will have this as a high-risk area. We just need to check that our high-risk intake is off. I believe it is. Yes, our max sec is off. So this will be a clone of this. So in order to do that, we will need to run some more power. So if we go over to our utilities, you can see that this one here goes up and powers this. That's a problem. So what I'm going to do is dismantle that to there. The worst thing is I'm pretty sure I changed this. So I changed it to be that. Instead of going up and round to power this rather than going down and along. Because now this one is going to have to go across and around that way. Because it's really the only way we can do it. But it's good to know that these are all working. Look at that. Lord, in fact, most of them are working. Let's have a quick check. There's the power going off because I've just removed that. We'll go over to our programs. We can check workshop safety induction. Clearly see that we got a 7 past 53% pass rate, but there's more than 7 working there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. And also, apparently Barack Obama's in here. Barack, the Muslim Obama. Once a glorious US president, the Muslim was caught with a forged birth record. Is actually born in Nigeria. Conspiracy theories after conspiracy theory, I guess. Right, so we will go for a search of them. Search prisoner. We're not profiling them, but what we are doing is taking the shank that they thought they'd flashed in front of us, and yeah, thought we didn't see, but we did. We did. There you go. There's that shank. Job done. Right, so we have this now set up. That's fine, and all that's connected. So we need to have a power station. Power station will go there, and the capacitor or capacitors to be connected with that. Then what we'll do is we'll start running electrical cable. I'm going to run a lot of it. For safety, just like real world, we will have a spark gap. We'll go around, further round there like that. That'll be better for us, I think. And then we'll go in here, and then it'll pretty much be a carbon copy of this one. So there's a lot of electrical cable. And as you can see, we've got only a little bit of cash flow, although we are getting a lot of money from the parole. We just got $6,000 there. Remember, we're running a total of 12 paroles a day. And look at that, another early prisoner reward. Early release, rather, reward. So, we want to have this as staff only for now. And we're going to start cloning this. So, how do we want to clone it? Well, I'll wait for the works to put in that electrical cable. We will run in the water pipe as well, because obviously that's going to follow the same path anyway, so that's no problem. And that should do us. Look at all the license plates we got there. It's good to see that working. I'm guessing if we really wanted to, we could have an entrance there. We could actually put this here. Put this forestry behind a fence, because there is a fence planned there. Put that behind a fence. and then have an entrance there. Uh-oh. Have an entrance there, and have them work in there. Again, you'd have the problem with... You'd have the problem that we'd have a lot of tools coming from there, but I'm not really too bothered. We can easily fix that by just placing a metal detector down. And it means that these are working in here, in the forestry, as well as in there. That might be a decent idea. Anyway, more fighting in here. As you can see, there's already a prisoner here. Oh, Ashby as well. Oh, you know what? Make sure he drops that, please. You see, Ashby's running around with a baton. He's not giving up either. Yeah, now he's been knocked out. There's that shotgun. Let's see if that disappears. It's sitting there. It's still there, though. So it's not getting picked up. Billy Bob Johnson. Apparently, he's been taken off there. And one of the dogs. Oh, there's another one as well. Felix McCauley. Right, so... You can hear that noise there. That cling, 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 cling. That's the danger level flying up. We're going to have some more people taken to... Wow, look at that. That's a lot of people in there. Let's just check our informants here. No, none of them can be added as a CI. See, none of them around here are in danger either. That's fine. All red. 13 red, 3 green, 2 blue. There has been some suggestion that we can change the regime so the gang members spend most of the time in cells so they won't have time to recruit as much. That's a great idea, and that's exactly what we'll be implementing once we've got this cell. Once we've got this prison. It's just what we're going to be doing. Let's lock that open. I think also, once we built this, we're going to have to place another door control system because that door control system is overwhelmed now. So we'll have these two with one door control system and these two with another, but that's a lot of work. So... It's probably best that we check. I'll do that after we've set up this. So the utilities are still getting placed. I think most of the workers are too busy repairing things. Indeed, that's exactly what they're doing. We want to check. People are working there. Yes, they are. Forestry we haven't got set. And, oh dear. Oh no, the chain reaction. Oh. Power surge. Power surge. See, a lot of this is all kicked up, went on fire because water and power station doesn't work together. But I don't know whether it's better to not have water in there or not. I'm of the opinion, after the second time, that them sprinklers don't actually do anything other than cause more fire. Because it's now blown that one up. Okay. So... Once again, emergencies, 2 fire engines, and let's just see what happens here. This water pump... Oh, look at the fire spreading there. This is going to be a big fire. Okay, that is a fairly big raging fire right there. We're going to have them... We're going to put bang up on. We can't afford them... We can't afford for them to leave... Right, we're going to have to tackle the fire from 2 points here. We're going to tackle it from the north and the protective custody cells. There's the other power gone off. Oh my good grief. That is almost all the power now. We can only hire 2 firefighters. 2 sets of firefighters, rather. I've never had a fire sweep that far. Hang on, why has the power gone back on? I have no idea. I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to say, okay. Those, I'm going to get them straight in. I'm going to split these up. So we fight the fire on multiple fronts. The fire is raging down now from the corner there. And obviously the workers are going to have to... Wow, look at that. It's even raging into here. That is definitely the biggest fire we've had, without any shadow of a doubt. Well, one that we haven't caused purposefully, I should say. We have had fires bigger, but we've done that on purpose. Look at all that spray. Yeah. It's fairly under control now, but there's going to be a lot of worker tasks. A lot of the walls being removed. I need that one to... Oh, I think that's already been fixed. It's not just the spray that you have to note. The water obviously it's the flooding also helps fix things. It also causes a lot of problem as well. So I'm still going to keep lockdown on. I think that's it. There's all the fire out, so we'll get rid of the fire engines, and that's a hell of a lot of stuff to fix. That was a torrential, roaring fire. Next episode, we'll fix it. I was going to go ahead and start building up the top there, but we're going to have to take a loan out just to get that fixed. Either way, yeah, that's what we'll do. Why is that still open? There we go. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. Next episode, we'll go ahead and fix that. It means all of the walls, means redesignation of the rooms, floors, pipe work. I mean, all of the pipe work and electrical cables. That's a massive job. Okay, right, we'll crack on with that, I guess. Next episode, let's see what happens. We're going to keep them in lockdown, and that's also going to affect us. Hopefully, we can jump on this quick and get it sorted, but we'll see how we go. As always, hope you have enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.